ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Good morning, good morning. It's a music explosion on this astrological spaceship. I woke up in the music this morning. Specifically, I went for a little East Coast, West Coast tour. And I'm from the time where a mill was popular, and I wanted to listen to some a mill this morning because for some reason I'm trying where is a mill. So I googled her naturally, and she looks good. She looks very good. And I also was listening to some Dame Dash interviews and some other stuff, and she has a story quite like a lot of us who have now waited for this time. I think the time is now. Queen Emil, we thank you. Also, shout out to Queen Asada Ashore. Asada Shakur. I apologize, my mouth. We sent our sons to two different distinct wars, yet we still came across the same struggles. And I wanted to just give a shout out to all struggling parents who tried their best to pass on law, who tried their best to do their best and really did it. Like no cap, no hypocrisy. They really tried. It's all right. It's okay. The fact of the matter is somebody know you kept it a buck, and that's all that matters, right? Okay. So before we get started, I'd like to protect all the instruments that we have from head to toe with the Psalms 108, right? Because here's the thing: to get along and get along and keep along in this world, you have to know how to do it all, right? Gotcha. All right, so let's start off with 108. Oh God, my heart is fixed. I will sing and give praise even with my glory. Awake psaltery and harp. I myself will awake early. I will praise thee, O Lord, among the people, and I will sing praises unto thee among the nations. For thy mercy is great above the heavens, and thy truth reacheth unto the clouds. There's that cloud again. Be thou exalted, O God, above the heavens, and thy glory above all the earth, that thy beloved may be delivered. Save with thy right hand and answer me. God hath spoken in his holiness. I will rejoice. I will divide Sichem and Met out of the valley of Succoth. Gilead is mine. Manasseh is mine. Ephraim is also in the strength of mine head. Judah is my lawgiver. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Over Philistia will I triumph. Who will bring me into the strong city? Who lead me into Edom? Wilt not thou, O God, who cast us off, and wilt not thou, O God, go forth with our host? Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Through God we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. All right, now that's the blessing. And you see, even in the scripture, it's the fact that the music is got to be protected because it is the way of life. Music is like the frequency. It's like when you lay quiet. If any of you have ever been in the hospital for any amount of time, you lay quiet. You hear the do 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 do. That do do didn't come from just that that device. That doop doop actually came from something in your body, and it replicates the rhythm in your body. So that's the science right there. We are music. Everything in our body is a music. I think I was looking at this article the other day where somebody found a I think it was the thorax. Someone had took a skeleton and took the thorax, put holes in the tube shaped body part, bone part, skeletal part, in precise placements, and created a flute. I'm making this up, not. This is proof that we are musically built. Our bodies are built for this. It's built for rhythm. It's built even the pulse of the blood to the rhythm of the beat. Samba music, like we are everywhere, culturally everywhere. I'm shooting rainbows right now. Sorry. I'm so excited. Hello, hello, hello. Which leads me to a song. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello and goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I seen you cry. Hello, hello. I've dried your eyes. Hello, hello. I damn near died. Hello. No longer try. Hello, hello. I drank your tears. Hello, hello. I spent it through the years. Hello, hello. I've lived your fears. Hello and goodbye. Hello, goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Hello. By the way, my name is Alexis Champagne. So if you have anyone fraudulently posing as me, this face, Alexis Champagne, report to the authorities ASAP. They need to go to jail and I don't forgive. Bye boy. But yeah, with that, I love this song. Hello and goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Hello. Hello, 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 hello and goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Hello and goodbye. I wrote this little ditty on Good Luck Road. The reason why was because I wasn't sure who was trying to kidnap me and steal all my credentials so that they could try to, I don't know what they were trying to do, but this is why I'm here on this camera, because no, I'm not allowing anybody to just steal my identity because they want to steal the things that come with it. I fought long and hard to get here. I fought through strokes and seizures and people putting things in my drinks and in my food and hiding my mail. Like, they even stole money, cash, and checks. Like, who can forgive that, right? Who does? Not moi. Not Alexis Champagne. Don't forget the Sisco. So, with that being said, I was listening to All Eyes on Me, and what was so nostalgic about it was I remember when they had this thing downtown called Crazy John's. They had two of them. There were two Crazy John's. It was one that was closer to the police station, and it was one that was closer to the little strip club called El Dorado's. It was like supposed to be like the popular place, but I didn't understand for the reason to me why the strip club was supposed to be the popular place when they never advertised all the rest of the strip clubs that were by the other Crazy John. So that was apparently the shift and the change. And all the the grown guys at the time were like really cruising for the younger girls because the older girls was like out there. So I think that was when things really was changing and nobody knew why there was an uptick in looking for the young girls. But what was crazy is one of the girls that I used to hang with, she was like definitely a pro to the scene. So I went with her because it's not like I had like any older siblings to model after. They were off doing God knows what for what. And it was weird how they some of them left the city. Well, no, only the boys. They left the city and went like into like Eastern Shore, Delaware, and places of that nature, and came back really freaking weird. Like they went down there and messed with the girls that couldn't get anywhere, and then came back to the city, and it was like, let's see if we can get them to act like that. And I was like, hold up. I don't think I want to there no more. I think that was when I really stopped going down on that side of the yeah. I stopped going down there because a lot of the girls that were down there, they kind of, I don't know what happened. I guess the guys from the city was going down there and brainwashing them, so when they would come back up and see that the girls from the city weren't acting like the girls from the, it was like they put in a plan. We got to get them to act like them. The scarcity tactics started, and me, I don't know. Innately, you're just not going to drag me for filth, and I'm just going to sit there for filth. I'm gonna look at the filth and see where it's coming from, and then relocate myself where the filth is not. So this one chick I used to hang with, she showed me, like, I don't know if she realized she was showing me the underground without showing me the underground, because she took me to one of her family members' houses, and this was the first time I came across a door that had a code on it. I'd never, like, this was back, like, my love, do you ever dream of candy golden raindrops? You're the same, my candy rain. Hey, my first love. Oh, hold up. I got all pulled up. So I remember that she showed me, and she was telling me about his lifestyle, and I was like, dang, and he had great taste. He had garish taste. He had avant-garde taste. Actually, he was like the first male I knew of that had like this extravagant taste. And I remember being enamored by the things that he had picked and the way his house was decorated. And it was like, it was almost as if a woman helped, but you could tell that there wasn't a woman involved in any of it. But it was interesting. And she actually, like, really looked up to this family member, and which was great because we all need somebody to look up to. But I hadn't really paid attention to the fact that this was the future. I was looking at the future way back then, and then it hadn't dawned on me that I came across somebody that actually was right in line with that. So everything was going in alignment. It's just that I was raised for the house. I wasn't raised for the streets. So when I found myself out there hanging with the street girls, it was always like a science experiment to me. I was always wondering, like, okay, so you mix this with that, and this is the result you're getting. Why would you mix that with that? All right, well, let me see what she's doing over there mixing that. And that's the result. Okay. It ain't that bad, but it ain't that good neither. Okay, let me go over here. And woo, I can see the future with that one. That's a no. And if anybody that knows me, they know that's the look. You might not have known what I was saying as I was looking at it. That's exactly what the look was. The look was like, I don't think that's gonna work. Because one of my favorite classes coming up was science. I would actually skip English. I skipped social studies because I didn't like being taught from that standpoint, the same standpoint all the time. Like, you're mentally beating me down, sir. You're not giving me a hope for a future at all. So I went to computer and science. They were like my favorite. And I kept a 95 average in computer and science. Even like, if you check the archives at my high school, the E-Village, yeah, I had a 95 average in those two classes. The only classes that I did fail were the ones that the instructor was not invested in my future. He was invested in that paycheck. I don't know what he was invested in. But yeah, so those were the times that I navigated through. And I think that's crazy because I was always quiet about my navigation. So I didn't know that I wasn't as green as you thought, but you should have thought, maybe thinked. because now those plans are synced. Yeah, the thing about a person who thinks that they know everything is that they don't know everything. And the minute that you think you know everything, you have established the fact that you know nothing at all. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But you was perfect for nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Yeah. He wasn't perfect for me. Yeah. I got up this morning and I dealt with Alex because Alex needs a hug. And I was singing, "You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when clouds are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Oh, please don't take my sunshine away." And a stop and a stare. Pardon the theatrics. So I was sitting here and sometimes you go down the little scrolling thing, and I was scrolling and I was seeing about the outrage and the calling out of the patriarch and the matriarch and all this other kind of stuff. And I say there are bad people on both sides, but what needs to be realized is there's one common ground to stand on. The ground that you have. Sweep around where you are and clear out that dirt before you start discovering everybody else's dirt. Words to live by. So I was on All Eyes on Me, and there are certain songs that I remember, and that's what brought me back to that Crazy John's memory. There was a guy named Steve. He was older, of course. I was younger, of course. But we used to have this one song in common. And I guess we were in two different mind frames. He drove a black on black Pontiac Grand Prix. Inadvertently, I think this man is the reason why I kind of look at the fair skinned guys in a suspicious manner, because it was something about this guy. One, he was older. Maybe he shouldn't have been messing with me. But the other thing about the thing is he put a desire in me that I'd already had. He just had this sprinkle of seasoning that woke up something in me. He woke up the actual Gemini Tupac in me. And it was the one song. I'm not going to play it all because it's the best. It's one of the best songs on All Eyes on Me, to tell you the truth. And to hear this song will let you know what you was dealing with. And this is why you didn't know what you was dealing with, because you never delved into me. You only came to get the benefits from me. You ain't even know. You robbed yourself.
Hey, shit. What I tell you, nigga, when I come out of jail, what I was gonna do? I was gonna start digging into these niggas' chests, right? Watch this. Hey, quick, let me see the binoculars, nigga. The binoculars.
When I heard the horns for the first time, when I heard the hearts of men, it did something to my brain. It did something to my blood, and it made me know this wasn't no game for me. Music was never a game for me, and I think somebody knew it, because there was a time when I was actually supposed to actually go into interviews with Sony. I was a young Trinidad American Bayesian, just really finding out where all my origins came from. Didn't know that my daddy was like a Black Panther, and didn't know he was a humanitarian, because, of course, certain people didn't tell me nothing but your daddy ain't shit and he be sleeping with these bitches. That's what they said. And because I was always going back and forth, it was like I couldn't really question it, because Everybody's saying what they want to say, and I'm trying to, and I'm trying to stay because I'd already got this taste of this Hearts of Men. So I got the running through my subconscious, running through my blood, not knowing that this would turn into a real thing when I got here. Because something inherently kept me safe from whatever that era was. Apparently, I wasn't supposed to come out in that era because a lot of people got disappointed with their dreams during that point in time. There was a group that used to, I mean, they got it out the mud. They used to sing in the barbershop, and they went on, but they had like very temporary success, and they got some forever talent. It's just that things were put into place for them, and it just got really rough. And I remember that whole journey. Like, one of them dudes kept going fishing. He couldn't stay focused for nothing because there was so many things thrown at him. And I ain't gonna lie, some of the things that was thrown at him was my very comrades, the ones. And I was like, no. And now thinking back, these bitches were distracted, and they still distracted, and they distracted a lot of talent. They distracted a lot of talent. Looking back, now that I'm doing my own mental recon, you low down dirty. No, but real talk. If you've ever come into contact with this group of individuals and you didn't get where you were supposed to go, it was them. Your indirect or direct association with them, anything, basically took away your swag. They actually forced you to be local. I'm not doing that. I want global, and I want it on my terms. I'm Frank Sinatra, and I'm not leaving. In the recon. Woo. I did it my way. Yeah, I used to always sing that at karaoke too. Matter of fact, I'd like to see it now. Frank Sinatra, wonderful guy, beautiful guy, lovely eyes, lovely waves. Um, Sammy Davis, as I think back, like I did have a very eclectic gathering of memories, but it was actually, it aged well for me, actually. It's like the musical Jeopardy of sorts. The 80s Jeopardy. I'm actually like an 80s Jeopardy. Somebody can actually do that. The 80s Jeopardy would be not only nostalgic, but damn near therapeutic because those children that got lost in that era need to be found. We do need an 80s Jeopardy. Maybe if we can jog some memories, maybe run it back to maybe about 79, back when home economics was still running. We should put that together. Somebody, please. And I'd like to be there. Yeah, somebody puts that together. I'm trying to pull up Frank Sinatra, and I'm doing everything but what I'm supposed to be doing. Classic. He's a classic man. I like Jadina too. I don't know. It's something about a ginger that me likes. I think that is my weird kink. Everybody has a weird kink, right? They like certain things, but I wouldn't make it weird for that person. Knowing how weird people have made things for me, I would make it weird for that person. What is going on with my screen? Apparently, something touched it beyond me. Sinatra. There it is. My way. And I sang this at a place in Essex. I sang this for karaoke, and everybody loved it. I loved it. Karaoke lyrics. There it is. Haha. I found it. So you see, I'm not doing nothing. Somebody is messing with my stuff. Stop moving.
And now the end is near, and so I
Come
face
on. And I'm
the
pressing buttons.
final
This
curtain.
is just trying to get me flagged.
My friend, I'll say
And it's
it
not doing
clear.
it. Now I got to turn it down. You see what I'm saying? This is what happens when you just trying to be on the up and up. I'm not trying to get copyright checked or anything, but this is what this does to me. I ain't mad at it though because it makes me feel important. Important. Especially when I got stuff to do. I'm gonna sing this song. I don't care. I don't care. You are not to win. But I swear this thing, and this is a brand new tablet, so it's no need. It's not really no need. No reason why they should be acting like that. I'm getting to find it funny now because, like, for real, what did I do? What did I do? Here it is. Ah, I got it now. So after I sing this, I'm gonna sign off, and then I'll get back on with your morning reading. Alex, cut it out for a second. Thank you. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. Hold up, hold up. Too low, too low. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear. Oop, to see, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. I did. Oh, what did it say? Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, and I saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times I'm sure you knew when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all and I stood tall, and I did it only my way, and more, much more than this, she did it her way. Thanks, Uncle Frankie. Much love to the blue eyes. So, I actually thought I was taking up more of your time. So let's not be let's be generous. My lip was dying. something I use all the time. I say that all the time. When my lip is dry, my lip is dying, because why shouldn't it be moisturized? To be dry is to be killing some cells on your body. It is, it is, it is. I actually have to make a new schedule. This was what was this? This was September. October was pretty sketchy, so got to get started on November. Everybody, are you keeping calendars? Because things could get lost, especially when you got weirdos creeping in and out trying to mess up your life, like hiding stuff from you and all this kind of stuff. Like, yo, you're being seen. All right, so we've done the music, we've prayed, we've educated ourselves, we've partaken in some nostalgic therapy in which we needed to go back and address some of the childhood memories that we've kind of lost. Even if we were on the bad side of the memory, sometimes you need to be reminded of where your mindset has been for such a long time, especially the saboteurs. And the only thing that most saboteurs don't understand is that when you're sabotaging someone else's life, you are definitely throwing a monkey wrench in yours, and hopefully you know how to use it. But you haven't taken the time to get any education on any tool shop. You've just been a tool. Rusty. I've got my cards. This is the Astro Matrix Tarot. I love it because of the planets, the Saturn, and the Phoenix that's on the front. Reminds me of X-Men Jean Grey when she went through her Phoenix and then they couldn't contain her power, but they were trying to steal it. You filthy thieves. What are you doing? So there was a card that flipped over. The Ten of Pentacles. You see it? I see the dogs. I see the couples, right? This one is down below. This one is right next to our partner. So there's some uneven partnerships in this 10 Pentacles. I'm just a messenger. See, the thing about couples dynamics is when you hang with other couples, it is interesting to see how the different dynamics play out, because one seems more favorable than the other, but you're not on the inside. So sometimes it's good to mind your business. All right. So we had like a whole bunch of cards pop out. This card slid out. This card is on the bottom. That's strength. But these cards are what popped out. The Six of Wands, the Five of Swords. Somebody's not going for something. Somebody's standing their ground. But this Two of Wands, world reflection, how you're being seen and perceived. Two of Pentacles, this is the balancing act. What is this? The Five of Wands, this is all out war. I don't know what the story is that's telling this. But we've got strength at the bottom, so let's just hold on to what we got. So we only need one last card before we all wrap it up. And I love the fact that one of the other readers showed me how to do the little hand shuffle, because my hands are so little. And I be losing the cards. The cards be under the table. They be all on the floor. If I was close enough to the door, it'd be down the steps. But I ain't that close. Good thing is my little twin. He helped me get stuff when I wasn't been down. God bless him for his youth. Bless you. He just sneezed. He's somewhere back there listening to his device before we go down to the kitchen and color. I bought us some new coloring, some new color pencils so that I can show him how to create depth in a picture. Yeah. Your pictures look better when you know how to do certain things. and I'm gonna teach him how to use crayon and color pencils so he can create a different look in his. It might not be important to him now, but at least he can say I showed him how to do that. I remember I showed my oldest how to make candy. I showed him how to make hard candies, lollipops, fudge. We were baking. Like, I remember I showed him pretty much all of what I knew at the time and how to mix things up and colors and things of that nature. And he did really good. He even started his own little candy business at school. So I felt like I did good when it came to that, because if anything gets to shaking, he knows how to go back to his roots and figure out how to make something happen. And that's what I want for Alex. And even though he is autistic, I do not want him to feel as though some of the things that may have created a barrier for him in the past can be a barrier be placed in his face later on. No, no. He knows how to do a lots of things. That's why I give him opportunities to do things so that no one can come in his face and play him out of position. I actually have great hopes for him. My oldest, he wanted to be a veterinarian all his life. Godspeed if he gets there. I love that for him. And Godspeed if he wants to be a model or a singer or whatever else he wants to be. But for Alex, I always think him, because he's always playing with small objects. I think of him as like maybe an astrophysicist or a doctor of some sorts, because he's so enamored with the details of things. And even if he becomes a baker, because he eats every darn thing, that's what's up. At least he could feed himself. And that's the way you got to look at it. Prepare them so that they can go forward, so that if you're not around, they can say, you know what, mommy showed me A, B, C, D. This is what it is. We could do it. And that's how you just gotta be. You gotta invest in your children. And I showed so many people certain things. Of course, they'll never tell you that that plan, that blueprint came from me, but it's all right. It's evident. The proof is always in the pudding. So I'm still waiting for this one card to come out. I've got five. We've got the Ten of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Five of Swords, Five of Wands, and Two of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and Two of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Five of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. So I'm going to just say that the running theme is twos. Two, two, two fives, and a 10, which is two. Everything is going back to two. Everything is going back to doubles. I'm just waiting for this last card to come out so that we can hit this six. I'm just looking at the cards and what we got. We've got a lot of blue. We got a lot of purple. We've got just 12 pentacles out here, which turns into a six. And I'm using six cards, which brings us back to this two. All right. So we do got another card out here. And it is Temperance. This is a major arcana. Only major arcana out here. Temperance. Put the cards back in here. I ain't lit no candles in like 2 days because I got these air fresheners in here. I think it's sandalwood and something else, but it smells so sweet. So I had no need to light any candles for any reason, because this thing got this whole house smelling like gingerbread and relaxation. I plan on changing it to Ocean Breeze sometime soon, just to get that aqua, the aqua of that. I do this a lot. I'm good at it. All right, so let's get on. Let's get on. Protect us from all energies that may be negative and keep us in positivity and abundance. In the name of Jesus, thank you. So, 10 of Pentacles. One of these days, before I'm going to put my glasses on, but a lot of you weirdos got teacher fetishes and you don't listen to nothing. I don't even get it. Ten of Pentacles. Your legacy will stand for a long time, so make sure to invest rightly to make your journey even sweeter for your family. This is Mercury planet and Virgo standpoint. Virgo is an earth sign. Finding wealth, enjoying family life, it's in the upright. So, this is what the Ten of Pentacles means. You're finding wealth and you're securing yourself for a family life. Virgo is an earth sign. Virgo can be highly critical, and it's almost paralyzing how highly critical a Virgo can be. It can also be so paralyzing that they will sabotage because of critical steps and not having all the ducks in the row. They will sabotage to the point of paralysis, and then they will find somebody else to project the paralysis on, and the beat goes on. So be very careful, Virgo, when you get into this. Find the wealth, acknowledge the wealth, flow with the wealth. But when you get into that critical part and that checklist, and this has to be that is paralyzing, that is self sabotage. Just to let you know, that was the north and the south part of this message. Two of Wands. This was the figure here standing in the balance of things, holding one of the wands while also reflecting with the world and how the world sees the way that they hold these two wands. Now, wands is basically your personal energy, whether it be your private parts or your pencil or your hands or your tools, the way in which you wield the tools of the world in the way in which the world sees you. So let's read. My son like Rio. We watched Elios yesterday. I will suggest any smart person, any person period with an imagination, Elios is a great watch. Alex and I watched that all the way through. I didn't even go to the bathroom because I wanted to see it. Elios is perfect for the discovery. Two of Wands, that's this guy here. Come out of your comfort zone to explore new territories. It is time to test your knowledge and validate your decisions. Discovering new paths, planning your future. Definitely. So, as you come out of and start to remember not to worry too much on how the world views you, it's really more important how you view yourself. You just have to remember not to offend the world. If you plan on involving the world in it, you have to find a way in which to relate to the world in which you don't both offend it, and you find a way to defend it and you don't offend it. You have to find a way in which to dwell in both places at the same time comfortably. There it is. That's what I was trying to say. All right, so now we get into the Five of Swords. And you definitely have to find a way in which to dwell in the world comfortably. And it doesn't look the same for everybody. And it's important that you know that. It doesn't look the same for everybody. Five of Swords. That's this figure. And he looks like Johnny Cage. He reminds me of Johnny Cage. I ain't gonna lie to you. Anybody who knows Mortal Kombat, they know what Johnny Cage was all about. He was very confident, had the swag, too much, a little bit too much confidence for the way he was. But Johnny was good at his craft. It's just that his self actualization made him better than what he actually was. But he was good. He was good at his craft. He just needed to come down a little bit on the conceitedness. He was very conceited. I can see how being conceited can hurt a person in the long run, but he was a pretty good guy. I thought Johnny Cage was pretty good. All right, so this is this person, this Johnny Cage looking kind of fella. He has the swords, the gloves, makes me want to say Pele. And what is that, fencing? Yeah, he makes me think of a fencing guy, except he's too cool to wear one of those mesh masks. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So this is the Five of Swords. There is no doubt about you being highly ambitious, but remember not to hurt others just because you want to win. This is what I was saying about this conceited guy. Sometimes we think so much of ourselves that we actually don't realize that we're rubbing the room wrong. It's like, read the room, and it's okay to be confident, but it shouldn't be to the point of offense. You should not spoil your brother's meats. So what? You have a beautiful red blanket and it's warm and it's been tested to be warm. But who says that your brother's pink and blue blanket isn't equally of importance? Just because it may not be as warm and it's not that red color doesn't mean that it doesn't serve a purpose in the spectrum. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Yeah. So this is what this Johnny Cage fella looks like. So yeah, just remember, it's okay to have ambitions and confidence, but when your confidence and ambition hurts other people in the room, it's time to take a step back and actually look at what you're doing. Okay? Capiche. All right, next. Two of Pentacles. I like this card because it looks like she's like coming up with some magic, like she's about to manipulate some stuff and she's about to turn these pentacles into like a bunch of them, right? I just like the way this card looks. Doesn't mean that this is what it means. It just looks that way to me. I also like her little purple skirt, which also means like a duality because it's like a skirt and a skirt, and it's like so functional. I like how functional it is, and I love the turquoise, which is uh turquoise. If they say if you paint doors blue, a certain shade of blue, that wards away evil, and certain shades of blue are supposed to, but they also use the same blues in the evil eye too. But she also has water, which is intuition, and there's a sail, so there's a mode of transportation. So transportation, intuition, we've got some coins here. So what's in transit? What's the moving process? There's something in process. Let's see. Two of Pentacles. I can't wait for my morning coffee. I've already taken my medication this morning, and my darn doctor, I have to make another appointment with her to see whether or not she's going to change that. Because you have to make sure that your health is taken care of. Trust me, I'm upwards. I'm over 30, so looking like this, I'd like to hold on to. Mm. All right, so Two of Pentacles. Strengthen your mind-body connection and set your priorities. You need a juggler-like focus to accomplish your targets. Do not commit for what you can't do. Finding stability, going with the flow. This is Jupiter in Capricorn. I love how Jupiter looks like that. The number, let me see. Okay, the number 24. It looks like it, doesn't it? That's Jupiter. And this is the sign for Capricorn, and it actually looks like an N, which means North Node, North Pole. It's winter time, Capricorn. That's at the beginning. That's at the top. That's when everything is at either at rest and coming into transition with going back into the new cycle, which begins with Aquarius. But this is the age of Aquarius, which means that things are being revealed. Hopefully, that didn't hurt your brain. I'll slow down at some point, just not today. Okay, so like I said, this is laser focus. This is laser focus. She's trying to balance all the elements that are there. Remember, there's air, there's mode of transportation, there's water, there's pentacles, which is part of grounding because you need some money to get yourself a foundation. So this is her basically focusing on her strengths and trying to make sure she's not overdoing it. That's why one is up higher than the other, because you want to make sure that you're not overdoing it. And I don't suggest you take on things that you can't keep consistent with, because that won't go well in the long run either. Five of Wands. This is our second five. Remember, we already went through our two twos. We already had our Ten of Pentacles, which was the amount of the 2 5 swords. So we're on our second five. And this looks like a war. And what is this lady doing in this red dress down here? She getting it in, and she look like she winning. It's funny though. I like to see the illustrations on the card. It's like two women in there. No, three women, and it was two men fighting, and there's just one guy in the green fighting these two chicks, and there's just one guy in the yellow up at the top fighting this chick in the purple, and she looked like she almost got him in the face. Look, Pillier, like she going straight for the jab, and he's block, and he blocking, and they both just flailing. I'm looking at the picture. It's wild. They flailing. So let's see. Five of Wands. Accept your competitors to improve, grow, and develop more without the feelings of malice and jealousy. Oh, yeah, I knew there was chaos in that picture. Saturn and Leo. Now, what you got to know about them Leos do not like to lay down easy. Dead or wrong, they gonna fight. They gonna fight like they're right. So you gotta be prepared for all that sweat, and you gonna sit down and find out you would fight me, you was wrong. So somebody did wrong, but they gonna put up a good front. It's like the person who take your stuff and then help you look for it for days, and actually ask other people to help you look for it, and they know they took it. Just like that fight. So taming your aggression, resolving stress. That is the five of wands. Them people is at war. And it just seemed like somebody know why they at war and ain't saying nothing. Cause like I said, some people ain't gonna tell you. They just gonna let you go through the whole battle. And they sitting there knowing all the details, all the players. Crazy work. So now we've got temperance, and temperance usually is where somebody's supposed to have some sense at. So let's see. This is the only major arcana that came out. Hopefully, somebody got some sense. Let's see. It's like I get that granny mommy energy sometimes because I'm like, tisk, tisk. Hmm. All right, let's see. Come on, temper. Oh, here it is. Temperance. Temperance is Sagittarius energy. Persistence, patience, and a clear vision are keys to enjoy well being and attain harmony in life, finding balance, feeling peace within chaos. So, yeah, that goes. So, you see this? And you see this? Somebody got to peace be still. Because the only way we're going to resolve this problem is if somebody stop and think about the big picture. Because nobody is bigger than the program. Someone has to stop and make sense of this because if they don't, all these pentacles will come out of balance for everyone if they aren't already. But someone must stop the madness. And these two different relationships don't matter how different two relationships are, their relationships. And the only people who should be important in a relationship are the two people that are in the relationship. Because when you start having all those extra people sign in and taking and doing and pushing and giving information and stealing information, all that other stuff, it's no longer a relationship. It's a disaster. And unfortunately, this is what a lot of us are dealing with because we're too busy worried about what all things on the outside is going on, and we're not really focused on the inside in order to add to our whole conscious living. So Hopefully, this has been a wonderful reading. Almost an hour. I think I've been doing longer readings. This is getting better. I like spending time with you. And hopefully, I got some more songs for you. I love giving you all these songs because they're my babies. And I sit and I think about the lyrics and what they do for a person and how they understand because I want my lyrics to lead you to a nice place of solace. If not the bank, baby, a nice G ride or a nice disco tune. I just want to be with you all while you're having a good time. And hopefully, I can be a part of it or I could be the reason at some point in time of your life. If not, it's okay. I left my footprint here. Lots of light and love. Happy Saturday. Happy Sabbath. So, of course, you will not see me until the sun goes down.